In a moment, you're going to see a clip from our architects, Alan and Bieber, who've done a fantastic job making a model of St Anselm's and what it might look like in a couple of years when we get the redevelopment. I just want to point out before you go into this film from them, a few technical words about inside of a church, so you don't get, if some of you might not be familiar. For example, this here is called a baldacchino. A baldacchino, and funny enough, it's made of metal. That's the baldacchino. And you'll see in the film that this area is going to be a nice new parish lounge with some offices. But follow me. This area, and in the new church we'll still worship here, but this area is called the chancel. The chancel. So we'll have the altar, I'll have the choir, and that's where the sort of sanctuary is. And then come down here with me, and this area is the nave. So we've got the baldacchino, the chancel, and the nave, which is all this part. And this remains, like everything else, on a Sunday, the same space. On my right, where the crash area is, and on my left, where the Lady Chapel is, I'll probably call the transepts. The transepts. So you've got baldacchino, nave, chancel, and transepts. That glass will come down, the whole church will be opened up, so we're all looking in and worshipping here. But come with me a bit further, and we will show you. So the organ loft stays the same, but this area here is called the narthex. The narthex. And this is going to be the new welcome area for the church. We're going to completely redesign this and make it a really lovely welcome for people coming in from the streets. So you come into the narthex, into the new beautiful nave, and then up to the chancel. Come on outside and I'll just finish off telling you everything about it. So this is the narthex, and then as you come out here, then where Abraham is with his coffee stall, come round here, and Ian, our architect, you'll see here, the baldacchino is going to come over here, and it will be right here, outside church, for the welcome, with the coffee stall, and everything else goes with it. So you'll have the baldacchino out here, a lovely symbol, a nice welcome in the narthex. So enjoy the clip from Alan and Bieber now. I hope that helps a few of the technical terms to help you through this fly-through.
Hello, I'm Alan Jones.
And I am Bieber Dow, and we are the directors of Dow Jones Architects. We've been working with Angus and his team for the last year or so on developing proposals for St Anselm's, which respond to the emerging needs of the parish and look at making the church accessible. And we've now prepared some drawings and images for you and some films of the model, which currently is behind me, to show you and give you some idea of what we're proposing.
So this is a drawing that shows the whole of the St Anselm campus. In yellow, you have the existing church. This is the vicarage. This is the mission hall. And then this area here is Haviland House. And the brown on this drawing indicates the outline of the proposed housing development that will replace Haviland House. And then at the front here, you have the space in front of the entrance to the church and Kennington Road. So starting at the front of the church, what we're proposing to do is to make the church fully accessible by introducing 2 ramps to either side of the main door in order that people will be able to access more easily. And in front of those ramps, we're proposing to make some new bench seating that will be part of the stone that's made the ramps to the entrance. To the right of the church and in front of the church, we're proposing to move the baldacchino that's currently inside at the back of the nave. what we're proposing to do is to take it out of the darkness and effectively bring it into the light, and to place it on the street in such a way that the life of the church and the activity that goes on within it will be present on the street. We were also thinking that by placing it on the street in this location, it could then become part of a new kiosk and replace the current tent that is there for the sale of coffee and flowers. And we were interested in how the new baldacchino, the ramps and the seating could make a vibrant little public space in front of the church. So this is an image that we've made that looks at that in more detail, and how the baldacchino would sit next to the church and bring life to this space in front of the church. So looking then in more detail at the plan of the building. So this is the entrance, the new ramps and the benches that I talked about, and then this is where the baldacchino will be located. Entering the church, we're proposing to make the narthex larger and more generous and contain seating. To the north of the narthex, there will be a kitchenette and a storeroom that will provide access through to the kiosk. And to the south, a new disabled loo, and then retaining the existing access up to the organ loft. Inside the nave of the church, what we're proposing to do is to build in the liturgical east end, so behind the altar, a new 4-storey building that will contain a number of rooms that will enable the very many varied activities that take place within the parish to have a proper and appropriate home. The important thing to realise, or the important thing to take from this drawing, is the proposed position of the altar is the same as the current location of the altar. So effectively, the little building we're proposing to make is in the dark end of the church behind the current altar. So this proposal isn't going to affect the area of the nave which is currently used for seating. We're proposing to remove the current screen to the north transept in order that the whole of the nave can operate as one space, and it will enable Angus to configure the nave of the church in a variety of different ways for different types of service and different use. Behind the new reredos that we're making, and behind this large pair of doors, is a new parish room. This parish room we imagine as having many uses, from Sunday school to PCC meetings to children's parties, and being a central part of the life of the parish. Importantly, we're proposing to make a big opening in the south wall of the church, in order that the activity that goes on within the parish room can come out through the wall and into a new garden that we're proposing to make on the south side of the building. There's a kitchenette and a store for furniture, and then a way around the back of the room to the lift and the stairs that connect up through the building, and also a little staircase down that will take you into the new parish hall that will be delivered as part of the housing development. We're also suggesting that we make an access directly from Sancroft Street, in order that when the church is closed, that activities will still be able to take place in the tower of the building.
So this is an image that we've made using a photo of the model of what the nave will feel like, so that you can see that it feels, the new building feels very much part of the architecture of the existing building. It has that sense of being a solid brick building, with a focus through an artwork commissioned for the doors onto the back that make a new reredos. And that also you will have a view into the top room where the roof trusses continue in, and there's one of the existing windows to either side lighting that space and making something that should feel very lofty and generous. And then we imagine that at particular important occasions, those big reredos doors will open and reveal the space behind it. So in ordinary situations, you would be going to the space behind through a wider opening at the side here to the 4 stories of the building behind, but that on special occasions, these big doors will open up, and it might be that there is an important or especially big service, that the choir sits there for a particular occasion, or that the doors open at the end of Eucharist and everyone moves through to have tea and coffee in the room behind.
So this is then the plan at first floor level. So you will come up either in the lift or up the stair. And in this location here, we're proposing a new parish office with a window facing south, looking out over the new garden. And in this location here, then a number of toilets, including a disabled loo. And this space here is then a void over the parish room, which enables lots of south light to flood into the room. So when the doors are open from the nave, you will have this illuminated space beyond with the sun pouring in.
And this is a view of that room behind. So you can see that there's a very tall bit with the window we were just describing nearest the chancel, and then another generous space behind it so that it has a real character to it. And we imagine it could be used very informally as a place for everyone to gather, or chance meetings to take place, a place to sit and read the paper, or it might be for structured events like children's church. And that when the doors are open, you then get this dramatic and surprising connection with the nave.
So this then is the second floor of the building, where there are 2 large offices which will be available for use by one of the community partners also involved in the project. And then on the top floor, the 3rd floor, is this large upper room, which can be used for a variety of events. But crucially, this has that tripartite window and the view from this room back down into the nave.
And this is a view it's a model photograph of that space. So you'll see the roof trusses continue into it. It feels connected to the church, but it's very contained as a space, so that there would be glass in the windows looking down into the church. There wouldn't be noise issues there.
So this then is a cross section through the church, through the north transept, the south transept, where we're proposing to introduce a new roof light that will drop light into the Lady Chapel. And then you can see, it's rather faint on this drawing, but you can see the form of the new reredos, which shows this large arched form, and then the setback panel of the centre of the reredos wall, the 3 windows looking into the upper room, and then the large doorway that opens into the parish room. This then is a cross section through the parish room, showing the high space and the light that will bring sun flooding in, and the connection out through onto Sancroft Street, the offices above. And then this is the large parish room, the upper room at the top of the building. And then in long section, the baldacchino on the street, the ramp access, the new narthex, and then the nave of the church here, and then the parish room beyond with the tall section, the lower section, the parish office, the partners offices, and then the upper room, and then the staircase and the lift beyond that.
So we've made some films of looking inside the model. So this is standing in the nave and then looking up at the trusses that then disappear and continue into the upper room behind. And you can see that there is the connection to both the side chapels to either side, and the new space of the chancel where there is the pulpit. So that's that you can see the roof light coming in on the left-hand side there. And then on the other side of the altar, we're proposing that we move the font to locate it. And then the north transept is connected into the church again. And then when you look up, you can see into the upper room as well, and which has the height, feels like it has the height of the church. And then we made another film which describes how the two spaces are connected when the doors are open. And then this is in the upper room, looking back down as the camera turns into the space of the nave. And then in the parish room on the ground floor, which feels very tall and connected to the drama of the chancel and the nave. Thank you.